What is up, YouTube? This is T1 coming at you with another video, and today is going to be the concluding chapter of my comparison of Mafia 3 and Uncharted 4. Both games are currently tied, so I'm going to decide a winner based on these final three rounds. Start with the first one, and that's best pacing. Uncharted 4 is arguably the slowest paced of the Uncharted games, but is that really a bad thing? It's also more of a character piece than the other games. But see, the character moments weren't the thing that bogged down this game, it was the filler. Like in the beginning when we saw Nate's home life, nobody wanted that. Some moments worked, like the ending or that completely optional scene where Nate and Sam just talk about their lives. That was brilliantly done. What about the shit you can't skip? Like Nate playing with a fucking Nerf gun, or trying to start up a lighter that's out of fluid. There's no character in those moments, and they sure as hell aren't fun to play. So why are they in the game? To make it longer. That's it. Mafia 3's pacing was just fine, but Uncharted 4, while a phenomenal game in almost every aspect, its one problem was the pacing. It's great in moments, but there are just too many little annoyances and filler moments that bog it down. So Mafia 3 is the winner. Let's move on to story. Both these franchises are known for incredible narratives, and both games deliver once again. But they're out to accomplish largely different things. Uncharted 4 is meant to wrap up a series of games that have been, for the most part, standalone installments, which is no easy task. Mafia 3 is trying to revive a franchise that, despite having its fans, like myself, isn't really a household name and doesn't really have any goodwill built up among the general consumers. That's also quite a hurdle. Uncharted 4 focused on emotion. It wasn't just another fun Indiana Jones type adventure. The other Uncharted games had great stories, but in terms of character, this one delves deeper, especially into Nate. Now, Mafia 3 was written by Bill Harms, who I had never heard of, but he wrote a fucking incredible story. Seriously, hats off to you, man. I had no idea the story was going to be this good. But let's talk about one of the most important parts of the story, and that is the ending. Uncharted 4 ends on a conclusive but pretty upbeat note. It creates a heartwarming close to Nathan Drake's story. Mafia 3 has several endings, and none of them are happy. As I said in part 1, the Mafia series doesn't glorify the criminal lifestyle, and thus, of course you won't be rewarded for killing tons of people and engaging in every vice there is. Lincoln is either on the run from police for the rest of his life, dead, or he's become what he hates. And gets this, becoming what you hate is the good ending. So while they both have awesome stories, Mafia 3 just left a bitter taste in my mouth at the end. Uncharted 4 didn't. Alright, let's move on to the deciding point, and that is gameplay. Oh boy. Uncharted 4 refined the gameplay from the previous entries and perfected it. It is more fun than the previous ones despite pacing issues, because when it works, it's fucking awesome. Mafia 3 did not improve. Mafia 3 exceeds in all the areas Mafia 2 did. The story, the characters, the immersive setting, the great soundtrack, all still here. But sadly it also fell short in all the areas Mafia 2 fell short in, namely the uninspired gameplay. It's average, but that's just it. It's average. The guns are fine, the driving's pretty good, but there were no mechanics that they just really pop. The one feature I hope other games borrow is the lieutenant system, but that honestly has more to do with story. Uncharted 4 improved its gameplay. Mafia 3 didn't change all that much, and what it did is really debatable as an improvement. Mafia 3 is a very good game in my opinion, but I see where people are coming from in their complaints. Its gameplay is simply uninspired. Uncharted 4 wins. It's the better game. While I love both of them, I gotta give it the point. Well, that was my little comparison of these two games. It's T1 signing out.